She chose him over the better-looking guy, the wealthier guy, and the funnier guy. And it wasn't even close. Niccolo Machiavelli, a diplomat and author, reveals, here's what nobody tells you about attraction. It's not about being the most attractive person in the room. It's about triggering something much deeper, something that happens beneath her conscious awareness before she even realizes why she's drawn to you. I'm talking about psychological mechanisms so powerful that when activated correctly, they create what scientists call involuntary attention and desire. And here's the crazy part. Most men unknowingly do the opposite of these 6 mechanisms. They accidentally trigger repulsion when they could be creating magnetic attraction. They talk when they should be silent. They chase when they should be still. They explain when they should be mysterious. The difference between men who women pursue versus men who do the pursuing. These 6 mechanisms. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what these hidden attraction triggers are, why they work on a biological level, and how to naturally incorporate them into your dating life, starting today. Because once you see these mechanisms, you can't unsee them. And once you use them, everything changes. Let's dive into number 1. 1. The man who turns silence into seduction. Picture this. Every other guy in her phone is sending the same good morning text at 8:01 a.m. They think that tiny ping proves they're thoughtful. But to her, it just feels like noise. Background static, predictable, boring. Then there's you. You don't rush to fill every silence. You're not frantically asking, did I do something wrong? If she hasn't replied in an hour, you're not glued to your screen waiting for those 3 dots. Instead, you're calm, grounded, living your life, and that's exactly when silence turns into seduction. Because here's what most men never understand. A woman's mind is the most powerful amplifier of attraction. When there's a gap, her brain starts to fill it. Why isn't he texting all the time? Is he busy, focused, with friends, with someone else? That curiosity is emotional gravity. The less you over-explain, over-text, and overshare, the more space you give her to wonder about you. And wondering is the first stage of wanting. Now, this doesn't mean you ignore her or play childish games. It means your messages are intentional, not needy. When you text, you have a purpose, to move things forward, to connect, to set up a date, not to babysit the connection every 10 minutes just to feel safe. Your frame quietly shifts from, I hope she still likes me, to, I like her, but my life was full before her and it will be full after her. That calm certainty is rare. She feels it even through a screen. You're the man who can enjoy the conversation and then put the phone down. You're the man who isn't scared of silence, because you know that silence is where her imagination starts working for you instead of against you. And here's the craziest part. Once you master this, you'll notice something strange. She starts texting first, she double texts, she reaches for you in the quiet. Silence pulled her mind toward you. But the next hidden attraction mechanism, that's the one that doesn't just pull her mind. It makes her start investing her time, her effort, and her energy into chasing you. 2. The man who treats her as a bonus, not the mission. Let me give you one mindset shift that will quietly flip your entire dating life. She is a bonus, not your mission. Most guys do the exact opposite. The second they like a woman, she becomes the center of their universe. They rearrange their schedule, skip the gym, stop seeing friends, and sit on their phone waiting for a reply. Their whole life becomes Operation Impress Her. And at first it feels romantic, until she starts pulling away and you have no idea why. Here's why. When she can feel that you have no real focus outside of her, you stop feeling like a man with a path and start feeling like a fan with a crush. There's no mystery, no tension, no edge. You're not inviting her into a powerful life. You're begging her to rescue an empty one. The man women can't stop thinking about is already in motion. His life is full, rich, and driven before she shows up. He has goals, standards, routines, people who rely on him. When she texts, he doesn't ignore her, but he doesn't drop everything either. If he's in the middle of work, the gym, or his own plans, he finishes what he started. Her presence is an upgrade to a life that's already winning, not a replacement for one he never built. This doesn't mean being cold or arrogant. It means you lead with purpose instead of need. You can enjoy her, care for her, be kind to her, but you never make her the mission. The mission is your growth, your legacy, the man you're becoming. She either aligns with that or she doesn't. And here's the wild part. When a woman feels that you're willing to walk away from anything that pulls you off your path, including her, that's when her attraction quietly explodes. Now, imagine taking that energy and combining it with the next attraction mechanism, the one where you don't just value yourself. You do something almost no man has the guts to do when he really likes a woman. That's where things get unbelievable. 3. The man who says no when other men would beg. There's a certain kind of man women never forget, not because he bought flowers or sent good morning texts or bent over backwards to please her, but because he was the first man who calmly said no when every other guy would have begged for her attention. Picture this. She cancels plans last minute for the third time, sends a cute little, "Sorry, I've been so busy." Most guys jump in with, "No worries. When can I see you? I'll work around you." That's begging energy. That's "please pick me" energy. But this man, he simply replies, "No worries, let's skip it." And then he gets on with his life. No drama, no guilt trip, no chasing, just boundaries. And suddenly, she's not as comfortable as she was, because for the first time, she's dealing with a man she can't walk all over. Boundaries are his love language, but not just with women, with everyone. He values his time, his energy, his peace. If a woman only shows up half-heartedly, he doesn't punish her, he doesn't argue, he just stops rewarding low-effort behavior. And here's the twist most guys never see coming. Instead of pushing her away, this often pulls her in. Because deep down, every woman wants to feel like a man is choosing her, not needing her. And this is where it gets really wild. When he says no to what doesn't match his standards, he's secretly saying yes to something way more powerful, his self-respect. That calm refusal sends a message louder than any romantic speech. "I like you, but I don't need you." That's the exact moment her attraction quietly spikes, and she starts wondering, what is it about this guy that makes him different from all the others? And once that thought enters her mind, the next hidden attraction mechanism becomes even more dangerous, because it doesn't just make her chase your time, it makes her chase your presence. 4. The man who makes her emotions chase him. Let's talk about the man who makes her emotions chase him. Most guys do the opposite. They chase her attention, flood her phone, over-explain how they feel, and then wonder why her interest slowly dies. This guy moves differently. He doesn't run after her attention. He creates little moments and experiences that hook her feelings. Curiosity, anticipation, a tiny bit of jealousy, fascination. And once her emotions are hooked, they start doing the chasing for him. Think about it. When someone replies instantly every time, you don't really think about them. But when a man has a life, moves at his own pace, and isn't always available, your brain starts asking, what's he doing? Who is he with? Why isn't he obsessed with me like everyone else? That gap in information is where curiosity is born. He doesn't ignore her to be toxic, he simply refuses to make her the center of his universe. And because of that, she starts to lean in. He also knows how to create anticipation instead of constant stimulation. Instead of texting her all day, he has a great date, makes her feel seen and desired in person, and then disappears into his own life again. No desperate follow-up, no long essays, no just checking on you every few hours. She's replaying the night, checking her phone, wondering when she'll see him again. His silence isn't emptiness. It's a highlight reel playing in her mind. Even a bit of jealousy can slip in. Naturally, without games. She sees that other people respect him, enjoy his company, maybe even flirt with him a little. Not because he's putting on a show, but because he genuinely lives a full, social, interesting life. She realizes she's not his only option, and that's when fascination kicks in. And here's the crazy part. Once you understand this, you stop chasing her and you start managing energy. But there's a whole other level to this, a type of man who doesn't just make her emotions chase him, he makes her question her own rules about men. That's what I'm about to break down in the next hidden attraction mechanism. 5. The man who lives a story. She wants to join. Imagine for a second that your life is a movie, not a Marvel blockbuster, not some perfect Instagram highlight reel, just your movie. There's a main character, you, some side characters, friends, family, co-workers, and a storyline that's moving somewhere, or at least it should be. Now here's the crazy part. When a woman meets you, she's not just asking, do I like him? She's subconsciously asking, do I want a role in this story? Women get approached all the time by guys who want to date them, but very few of those men actually have a life worth stepping into. If your entire world is just work, scrolling, Netflix, and chasing her, there's nothing for her to join. No mission, no momentum, no story. That's when she likes the attention, but doesn't feel pulled toward you. The man who becomes insanely attractive is the guy whose lifestyle already has its own gravity. He's working on something, his fitness, his career, his business, his craft. He has routines, even if they're simple. Gym 3 times a week, learning a new skill, building something for his future. He has interests that don't revolve around her. He laughs with friends, enjoys his hobbies, and has small goals he's actually chasing. When she steps into that, she doesn't feel like she's saving you from boredom. She feels like she's been invited into a moving train. And the best part? You don't need a Lambo, a penthouse, or a crazy social circle. You just need direction. You can be living in a tiny apartment, working a regular job, but if you're clearly going somewhere, emotionally, financially, spiritually, physically, she feels that. To her, you're not asking, will you please like me? You're silently saying, this is where I'm heading. You're welcome to come along. But here's where it gets even more mind-bending. Because in the next attraction mechanism, she doesn't just want to join your story, she starts chasing your energy without even realizing why. 6. The man who breaks her dating rules without even trying. There's a certain kind of guy who doesn't fight for a woman's attention, but somehow she ends up breaking every dating rule she promised herself she'd follow. You know the rules I'm talking about. I'll never chase a man. I'll never double text. I won't catch feelings fast. And then she meets him, and suddenly she's the one checking her phone, replaying conversations and bending her own standards. What's crazy is, he's not doing anything flashy or manipulative. He's not love bombing. He's not spamming her phone. He's not trying to impress her with fake status. He's just solid. He has a real life, real priorities, and a real backbone. He knows what he wants from his life, and whether she's in it or not doesn't change his mission. That quiet certainty is what makes her feel like she's the one who has to qualify for him, not the other way around. So when he doesn't reply instantly, she doesn't think, he's rude. She thinks, what's he doing? Who is he with? Why am I thinking about this so much? Her emotions start chasing him, and that's when her rules start to crack. She double texts. She brings up seeing him again. She starts planning her schedule around him. Not because he demanded it, but because his behavior naturally pulls that side out of her. This type of man doesn't argue with her rules. He just quietly lives in a way that makes them irrelevant. She said she'd never fall quickly, but she's falling. She said she'd never obsess, but she's thinking about him. She said she'd never chase, but now she's initiating. And the wild part? He's still just being himself, calm, grounded, not over-explaining, not chasing validation. That's the real hidden attraction mechanism, becoming so secure, so focused, and so authentic that a woman realizes her own rules can't protect her from feeling something real. So if you really look at everything we just went through, you'll notice something important. None of these 6 hidden attraction mechanisms require you to be the best-looking guy, the richest guy, or the funniest guy in the room. They require you to be the most grounded guy in the room, the man who isn't afraid of silence, the man whose life is already in motion, the man who can say no, who makes her emotions come to him, who lives a story worth joining, and who is so secure in himself that he quietly breaks every dating rule she thought she had. Once you start living like this, dating doesn't feel like a performance anymore. You're not trying to impress women, You're just being a solid man with direction, standards, and calm energy. And the crazy part? That's exactly what makes you unforgettable. You'll start to notice women reacting to you differently, leaning in more, investing more, and feeling things they can't fully explain. If this video helped you see attraction in a new way, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos I have coming for you. Share this video with a friend who needs to hear this right now. And drop a comment below and tell me which part hit you the hardest or which mechanism you're going to start applying first. I read every comment, so let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.